You are a most unusual traveler, my friend. The vision you witnessed here last time served you well, yet still you see Dream as dark and slightly dangerous. Why? I see the answer in your need. You are not just looking for visions this time. You seek the very memories themselves. The one you know as Yeesha is still here. She's been unable to return to her waking mind because her connection with it was severed prematurely. Come, I will take you to her. Yet the strands of Dream are shifting, even as we approach. I sense the connection reopening. So when we reach her, interloper. That traveler has no guide. He's using Yeesha's memories to remain anchored in Dream. Otherwise, he would be lost and quickly crushed amid Dream's constantly shifting waves of possibility. Why is she not aware of him? There, do you see the anchors he's using? They are very powerful memories, which both Yeesha and the Traveler have in common. Somehow he's jumbled them up and is using the confusion to hide himself from her. She cannot return to a waking mind while he is attached. You can release her. By entering both memories and replaying them correctly, you may startle the Traveler enough so that he reveals himself. I will send you into the first one now and await your return.
What a bizarre and uncomfortable visual. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, was I supposed to memorize? Do I have to go back and screenshot the chessboard?
You can make... I'll tell them to when I link home.
What?
I'll tell them to when I link home. You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess set.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide. I'll tell them to when I link home.
Am I picking them in chronological order?
I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess.
What? What is happening? Can I put it down? What do these do? What? What is happening? What? What? No, put it how do I... Okay, so they're all rearrangeable. They're all rearrangeable and they're attached to individual objects. Okay. So, chess set, the memory pendant, a linking book, family portrait, water spirit guide thing.
They break so easily.
Don't know what that one's for.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small.
You should play him.
That way I'll never be able to break it. I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess set.
A lot of chess-related comments, it feels like. What would this one be?
They break so easily.
Daddy's really good at chess. I'll tell him to when I link home. Well, maybe Mom and Dad could give you a set as a present.
Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
Do you have to pick up the entire stack every time? This seems unnecessary. This seems wildly unnecessary. I think I can get the dialogue in the right order, but I have to do this weird Mancala game every time I do it. This seems kind of obnoxious. So I'm putting together a conversation about chess, more or less. And I didn't really plan this in the context of how I was going to drop them over the course of 3 different spots. Oh well. This is totally Mancala dialogue or something.
They break so easily. Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to...
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide. You should play him.
I could, but it's really hard. That way I'll never be able to... I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess set.
Where's the one about Dad being good at chess?
Well, maybe Mom and Dad could... I'll tell them to when I leave. Daddy's really good at...
So that's the one I want to do. That's the one I want to go with. I think that's the starting one. This might be an incredibly time-consuming puzzle. Here we go.
Daddy's really good at chess. You can make one, just like...
They break so...
I'll tell them to... You should play him.
You should play him. Am I in trouble already? 1, 2, 3 steps drops away. I mean, I can go back and forth, can't I? So I can drop other ones off in other spots.
You should play him.
So put you over here. There we go. Oh, is it gonna do that at every single one I go by? Can I go over them? You can't go over them, you have to go left and right only. Okay, so...
Daddy's really good at... You should play him.
I'd like to, sis, but I don't have chess.
They break so...
I'll tell them to when I...
That way I'll never be... Right. I could, but it's real... I'd like to, sis.
We're gonna be at this one for a while. For a while. It kind of feels like a pointless complication on such a simple puzzle. Especially since I've already figured out that I can just zigzag back and forth to drop them off without having... Like, if it was like Mancala where you had to go in a straight line all the way around the board every single time, then there'd at least be a puzzle involved. But since I can just go zigzag to dump them all off, then take the one I want off to where I'm trying to go, there's not really a puzzle.
I could, but it's...
You can make one, just...
I could, but it's really hard to...
Shit.
I'd like to...
Oh no, I screwed up. I did put the wrong one there. Alright, whoops. This might take a little while. Get rid of you.
I'd like to, sis, but...
You should play him. Daddy's really...
There we go, this should be not too hard to fix.
I'd like to.
Yeah, especially since I put you here.
Daddy's really good at... You should play him.
There we go. I'd like to, sis.
I'd like to, sis, but I...
What? What's happening? Why are you blinky?
I'd like to.
So next up's probably her saying that she wants you should make. Yep, that one. I believe.
I'll tell them to when I link home.
I didn't. That's about the materials. Break so easily.
That way, I'll never be able to break.
Yeah, this is her her being convinced to bring the material that causes the whole game to happen.
I could, but it's really hard to cut.
So first the conversation has to happen about making it and how hard it is to make one, and then comes the part where she's convinced to bring one for mom and dad. Does it take them off the top or the bottom? I don't remember. Shit, it is off the top. Alright, well, let's put you guys over here. There we go.
I could.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
Exactly.
You should play him.
I'd like to, sis, but I don't.
I'm not sure if this is the right move or not, if you're supposed to stack them on one thing or something, or if each part of the conversation fits somewhere. Oh, that made it fade away. Okay, so she mentions the spirit guide over here. Then let's move this over here. I have to fix this now. What? Oh, did the game just crash? What? I have a Java installer all of a sudden? Go away. What the hell? Why is a Java... Okay, we're back. Why the hell's a Java installer opening up when I'm playing... I guess it's because Myst uses Java for all its cutscenes and stuff. That's obnoxious. Okay.
Daddy's really good at chess.
So, green, circle, triangle. I have to fix this now. It's gonna be awkward. Shit. I should have grabbed the other one first, because I need to get the green over there. So, green. Then it's gonna be circle, triangle, but triangle's on top, which is a problem, so I need to put triangle over here, unfortunately. Then circle here. Then grab the circle and drop it over here. Alright, so now we know that you stop at, like, I guess 3 of them each time. I'm just trying to get the triangle out of here, man! Yay! There we go. Okay, so then you start with that. Which means basically... let's drop these off. Why are you having so much trouble? There we go. Oh boy, we're gonna be here for a while. I don't remember the ending puzzles in any of the other Myst games being, like, tedious like this.
Daddy's really good at it. You should play him.
I'd like to, sis, but...
And most are trying to translate what some symbols mean or something.
You can make one, just like...
Okay, so you can make one.
Right.
Well...
That way I'll never be able to... They break so easily.
I'll tell them to when I link home.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that...
Yep, you could make one. I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small. Is there one over here? Crap, I need to move that over on the other side. I'd probably have to put it on the... Because you can make one, like my thing. So the one that I have is probably supposed to be over there too. Shit, let's just put these down. Kind of have to. It kind of doesn't matter what I do here, I just need to get that squiggle in the right area. So let's just shuffle everything around for a bit. I already know the order. Let's put you out of the way. Cause I'm trying to move the squiggle to the right, so I'm gonna try to move everything else left as much as I can. There we go.
You can make one.
Can make one, like my thingamajigger. Okay, so...
I could, but it's...
That's the one. Let's isolate you first.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small.
They break so easily.
That way I'll never...
Well...
They break so easy.
That one. Don't touch that one. Don't spoil our previous successes. We'll dump the blue over here.
They break...
Come on, start glowing. There we go. So that is the correct place. Okay, so
They break so
next step should be like, well, I could maybe mom and dad could get it for you. Is probably the next one.
Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock.
I'll tell them to when I link home. Well, maybe.
That way I'll never be able to break.
Yeah, that's when he convinced her to do the thing that makes the whole game happen.
Well...
That's when the thought goes from chest to figurine to mom and dad.
That way I'll never...
So yellow needs to head over there. The fidget spinner of yellow. There we go.
Well...
Right.
I'll tell them to when I...
Next up we need this one. And then the last one's gonna be green, which is her either farewell or end of conversation at the very least. Is gonna be the last one.
That way I'll...
Okay, that's not a good sign.
Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same...
I'll tell them to when I link...
I'll tell them to when I link home, because like that's... Okay, that's correct. Okay. Something about you is wrong?
Well... Maybe Mom and Dad could give you a set.
Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as the... That way I'll never be able to break it.
And what is... This is her memory thing, isn't it? No, my memory thing's on the corner of the screen down there. It looks like more of like a thing with a gem in the middle. This symbol means... Is this the pendant that he had that showed the combination? I can't, no. I can't right click to go to my picture history. Alright.
Right.
There's no color coding, right? No, these are just random symbols. Okay. So the yellow's not the one that's out, standing out.
Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock. That way I'll never be able to...
Maybe the bottom two both fit here? Like maybe the only one you need is the mom-dad one? Was it glowing when I put the mom and dad one there and I just didn't notice?
Well...
That way I'll never...
I'll tell them to when I...
Right.
So was it glowing? It was glowing, I didn't notice. So it's already done.
I'll tell them to when I link home.
This one might be a little bit of a problem. Oh man, because I can only zigzag back and forth.
Right. That way I'll never be able to break it.
I'll tell them to when I link home.
I don't know if I can fix this.
I'll tell them to when I...
Right.
I mean, no, I could just infinitely loop this and eventually it'll rotate enough times that the correct ones are there.
That way I'll never be able to break it.
I'll tell them to when I link
Yep,
home.
we're there. So now this one will finish this conversation, and then green will go back here.
Daddy's really good at chess. You should play him.
I'd like to, sis, but I don't have a chess set.
You can make one, just like you made my spirit guide.
I could, but it's really hard to carve figurines that small. They break so easily.
Well, maybe Mom and Dad could give you a set as a present. I'll tell them to when I link home.
Right. And I suppose you'll tell them to make it out of the same rock as this chamber. That way I'll never be able to break it.
It's working. We must move swiftly. The Traveler knows what you're doing, and will try to impede you. Go.
I actually thought that the, I'll tell them when I link home was the final message, but apparently not. It could have been the final thing she said. Okay, so we're doing this again.
Father and Mother will teach you the art. Leaving behind the perfect disguise for me to step into. When I turn this switch, the chair you're sitting in will activate. Never knowing it's really me who's doing the learning. Of course, I'll kill them as soon as I know how to write ages. Lights will go on. See how round and smooth and empty it is? And everything that's you will be sucked out of your body. Then I'll put my new memories back in my body, and no one will be able to stop me. See this globe, little sister? Father and Mother will teach you the art.
See this globe, little sister? That's clearly a starting point.
Of course.
I think see this globe, little sister is the first line.
See this globe?
Oh, there's the globe. We'll filter these elsewhere for a bit.
See this globe? See this globe, little sister?
See how smooth and something it is?
See how round and smooth?
Yep. Definitely the follow-up line there. Is there an extra one over here? It's just that one. Let's see.
Father and mother will teach. See how round and...
I'll be fine. I just need to dump this one off. Then put you over here. Then take you over here.
See this globe? See how round and smooth?
Alright, so we're done with the globe. Now we talk about the brain sucking.
Lights will go on. Then I'll put my new memories back.
That's the end of this
Father
plan.
and mother will
The lights will go on is definitely related to the device. Which one do I want to get out now?
leaving behind the perfect disguise for me. When I turn this switch, the chair you're sitting in will activate.
Ah, that might be where we have to go instead of over here. Oh yeah, this is her...
Lights will go on.
Right. The chair will activate. Lights will go on. So this is the, this is the chamber where the end of his plan happens. Crap.
Then I'll put my new memory.
Yeah, this goes to the ending. Might even be the only one. Yep. Oh god. Oh god, I'm confined to only two things. No, we're not doing that. You're coming. Well, I didn't need to pick it up now, but I'm not locking this down this early. I can't shuffle these two until these two work, I don't think. Or if I can't, even if I can, it'll be a huge pain in the ass.
Leaving behind the perfect disguise. When I turn this switch, the chair you're sitting in will activate.
I should have checked the rest of them first. Whoops. This is a chair one at the very least. Alright.
When I turn this switch, the chair you're sitting...
That's likely the first message.
Lights will go on.
Yes. Perfect.
When I turn this switch, lights will go on. Then I'll put my new memories.
That's the ending one.
Never knowing it's really me.
That's the learning. That's the acting part. Father and mother will teach you the part.
And everything that's you.
Yep.
Of course, I'll kill them as soon as I know.
So red goes to the bottom of the seat now. And that might be the last one. No, it's not. Okay, that's good. That's good.
And everything that's you.
That means disguise is going to be the last one. I'm happy about that because I didn't want to deal with shuffling 4 onto this spot with only 1 blank spot left. I can get one of them out now. Let's see.
Then I'll put my new men. Never knowing it's really. Of course, I'll kill them. Leaving behind them.
There's going to be 3 on the book that are all about him pretending to be her. It's really waiting for the animations to play out that makes this take a while. Glow? Good.
Father and mother. Then I'll put my new... Of course, I'll kill them as soon as I... Never knowing it's really me who's doing the learning.
That's not gonna work. Not quite. I might be in some trouble here. I might have to break one of the other ones to reshuffle this so it works, and I'm a little worried about that.
Then I'll put my new memories back. Father and mother will teach you the art. Of course, I'll kill them as soon as I know how to write.
Damn it.
Never knowing it's really
I needed this blue to be between those two. Oh, it might take so long to reshuffle that. There's 2 here, 4 here. I'm gonna have to reshuffle with this one in order to make it work. We're gonna leave those ones here because it's a 4 stack. I'm gonna keep that there.
See this globe, little sis? See how round and smooth?
Alright, so...
Then I'll put my new memories back.
Let's put you here for safekeeping. Then I'll deal with reshuffling these ones in the right order.
Father. Never knowing. Father and mother.
It's gonna be backwards now.
Father and mother. Never knowing it's really me.
I might want to put those under that. Whoops. I think I made a mistake.
Father and mother.
Yeah, that just takes me back to where I was a moment ago, doesn't it?
Never knowing it's really me who's doing the learning. Of course I'll kill you.
Yes, I did it. So it'd be green, and then yellow has to be in the bottom, right? There's blue spirals in the middle now.
Father and mother.
Yeah, so we're done there. Now I just need to get this guy. I just need to shuffle this one till that one's in the bottom.
See how round?
I think this is how I fix it, right?
See this globe?
Yes. So that now globe will be on top and round is on bottom. Got it?
See this globe, little sister? See how round and smooth and empty it is? When I turn this switch, the chair you're sitting in will activate. Lights will go on. And everything that's you will be sucked out of your body, leaving behind the perfect disguise for me to step into. Father and mother will teach you the art, never knowing it's really me who's doing the learning. Of course, I'll kill them as soon as I know how to write ages. Then I'll put my new memories back in my body, and no one will be able to stop me.
She's free. You have done well, traveler. The one you know as Yeesha has rediscovered her waking mind. Even now, she begins to return there. the interloper cannot follow her. The strands of dream close in on him, and without a guide to shield him, he will be completely crushed under their weight. Return now to your waking life until the next time you wish to travel in dream.
So is Cirrus just straight up dead? Throwing down another save just in case there's more branches. I don't know if there will be or not. You doing all right? Oh, she's like behind there.
We did it. The transfer worked. We saved Yeesha. Don't look so surprised. The life stone had to be inserted directly into the shrine. Otherwise it wouldn't have worked. The only way to do that was to break the glass that contained the gases. Of course, that made it kind of lethal. Better this way. All the things I did. It's okay. Cirrus is dead. It's over. Everything's gonna be okay, little sis. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Oh, let's just traumatize the girl by dying in her lap. Wait, the gas masks were right downstairs. That you used. You knew they were there. Did he just die on purpose? Oh, that's a bummer. So there goes the redemption. The redemption story ends with his suicide, kind of?
My friend. Seems I'm always thanking you. Catherine has taken Yeesha to Tay. She's all right. She really is a strong little girl. But she's gonna need time. She loved Akinar and Cirrus very much. God, this is hard. It's as if a door inside me is closed despite everything I've done to keep it open. But in a way, maybe that's good. My sons may be gone, but my daughter is safe. And now Catherine and I can give her all the love and attention she'll need to move on with her life. Just as we must move on with ours. Endings are just another form of beginning, I guess. And the harder an end is to face, the more hope we bring with us to the next beginning.
I feel like endings are just beginnings as a convenient platitude to lean on when you're the one who lives through the scenario. Hey, credits. I wonder if you could have saved him or not. I mean, the masks were right there. I don't think I could have picked them up because you can't... The Traveler, on top of never asking directions, never warning people about attacks, also never picks up items. Because he's a bizarre person. Kind of like that one time in Riven where I had to do a giant convoluted roundabout path to make a tiny, like, 3-foot-long platform appear, because otherwise I could have never, like, you know, jumped it for some reason. Those kinds of weird moments. So I imagine you probably can't pick up the gas masks, but, like, they established that the gas masks exist, and they're still there, and I don't think anyone said that they stopped working, did they? So I'm like, why did Akinar just not remember that there was gas masks, I guess? And so he just dies needlessly? Because that's embarrassing. Like the whole, like, heroic self-sacrifice redemption death works a lot better when it was mandatory and not like an accident, and like, oh shit, I forgot, I totally could have lived. Whoops. Maybe there's something I'm missing or forgetting where they explain that the masks don't work anymore. Because otherwise it's really awkward. As far as Myst IV goes, I would say it's probably my least favorite of the four. I don't think it's actively bad necessarily, but while I would say Haven is the highlight of the entire game, and I also was okay with Tamana. Spire is kind of just okay, and I don't really like Serena at all very much. A lot of the puzzles involved you being surrounded by people that know how to run everything, but not asking any of them how to do it, which was weird. Rerouting water everywhere, but like, because it's a teleporty game, like I would have liked Serena more, and I still can't remember if it's Serena or Serenia every single time. I don't know why I can't get that straight. But I would have probably done better with Serenia if I could play it in like Real Myst, because Real Myst was a version of Myst that you play in first person as a walk around game, just like Abduction later would be. I definitely prefer that style of playing these games when given as an option, but obviously that's not an option in these games unless they completely remaster them from scratch like they did with Real Myst. If I could walk around casually and normally, I could probably have a good idea of my surroundings and have better situational awareness in Serena, but in this game, you teleport. And the movement speed, honestly, was a drag the entire playthrough. The movement in general, I feel like, is the worst I've had in the franchise. I've never played Myst original, so I don't know how that went, but in Real Myst, you just walk around, and I was like, alright, cool. It's one-to-one, I know where I am, great situational awareness, I move at a pace that makes sense because it's literally walking. Riven was click to move, but partly because it's an older game, I guess, it had like instantaneous click to move, like it was running so fast on my computer that I was just like, so I could like, obviously lived a few things where I was going a little too fast a few times, but it felt good to move in that game by comparison because of how snappy the movement was. I don't remember the movement in Myst III, but I don't remember it bothering me. I feel like it probably was similar to Riven still, but this game seems to be more complicated. It's like several layered images and videos and GIFs or whatever all happening at once on top of some 3D model, so it's like it's really expensive and complicated and convoluted, so it seems to take longer to load, and that leads to me clicking and then waiting 3 seconds, then clicking, then waiting 3 seconds, and it's like, it's very slow and time-consuming to move around, and so it doesn't feel good, which somewhat dampens the benefits of all the work they went into. It's just like, it's distracting, but at the same time, there was additional compromises I think they probably had to make. It could have been for money, or it could have been for game feel or something, but they probably knew, like, well, the teleport spots are further away in this game than they were in Riven. In Riven, you would click like 4 times to get down one hallway. The downside being lots of clicks, the upside being you can tell exactly where you are and where you're going most of the time. Like, you can feel where you're moving to and where you're going. In this game, when you're moving around, the issue is that you teleport dramatically. Like, you go from like being in a room to teleporting like halfway down a hallway or even to the next room without stopping in between at all. Like, it's like, oh, where am I now? So there's a lot of moments in Serenia in particular where a pathway would turn a corner, and you, instead of like the Riven approach of like teleporting 4 times on the way there, you would just like, you would click on the pathway and you would like warp all the way around the corner and all the way down the road, and you're like, where am I now? And then like you're weaving around trying to look at the 4 different branching paths that are now around you, trying to tell which one was even the one you came from, because you can't really tell, and like that didn't feel great. I didn't like that, and so when I talk about there being 2 reasons why they might have done that, I figure one reason might have been cost, because they have to do this really expensive, much more complicated form of rendering your environment that was way more expensive looking than the last 3 games. So they might have wanted to have fewer teleport spots for that reason, but they also might have wanted to do it because it took so long to load each time you moved that they didn't want to make you move as many times, so they wanted you to get around faster. But either way, the end result I don't like as much as the more frequent anchor spots from Myst 2 and 3. But yeah, I prefer Abduction and Real Myst more so than everything else. I wonder if Myst 5 is free movement yet, or if it's still like this game. I don't know. We'll find out. I know that Myst Uru, the MMO, that game is you play like an avatar. You have like a little character on the screen, like you're playing World of Warcraft, and you walk around the environment by clicking, I believe. And so that's clearly a 3D world. I am trying to do research about Uru because I'm trying to figure out how to play it, and I'm so... that game is confusing as all shit, because that game had so many different launches and came out so many different times that like I think the original version of it never came out officially at first. Like they were making this online MMO puzzle game, and it got in beta, and then they put out some portion of it as a single player game, and then the beta was cancelled, and then I think the game was basically cancelled. But while it was in beta, they were adding more ages to it anyway, so it was less like when you think beta, you think an MMO that hasn't come out yet, and they're just testing some stuff out, then it's going to come out, and then after it comes out, it gets expansions. I think Uru was getting expansions and new content added to it, I think for free even, during the beta. It's much like the same way like an early access game would happen. So like Uru's Uru's beta seemed to be much more like the modern early access concept, where a game comes out and then it keeps expanding and changing while it's in this not released state, quote unquote, and then it becomes 1.0 at some point. I think they kept adding new ages to it, and then it like got canceled, so then they just stopped, and then that became the final version, and then that was taken down, I think. Then I think they put out Myst Uru: The Complete Chronicles, which had more content than the original Uru single-player content version, I think, but still not all of them, because there's multiplayer exclusive puzzles that you can't solve alone. But now you can play Myst Uru online or whatever via that. Like if you just Google it, you can get to a website that lets you download and play Myst Uru for free if you just make an account and stuff. So you can play the online version now. So like I'm trying to figure out what even version to play, because I'm like I want the full experience, and as far as I can tell, the live multiplayer version has the full experience, where it has all of the additional stuff, including the crazy stuff. But the problem is that it is an MMO, which I don't know what the community will be like, so like I don't know if people are just going to start shouting answers at me when I'm walking around, or solve puzzles without me even seeing how they work, because it's so hard to research the stuff without just actively spoiling yourself about how to play the game and everything. But I don't know if like the community will solve puzzles for me, and then I'll be like, ah shit, I guess I didn't get to do that, or if people will shout out answers to me, and then I'll be like, well, I guess I don't have to think about that anymore. But at the same time, there are puzzles that you can only solve in multiplayer. So then there's the additional issue of like, not only like will I need a group of people to play with no matter what, because I don't know if I can wrangle a group necessarily for specific things. And like, would it be a multiplayer puzzle game playthrough? Do I need to get a second player? But like, some of them sound like they might require more than just 2 players, and I'm like, how do I set this up? And at some point it starts reminding me of why I've never done like a Destiny raid let's play, because I'd be like, how do I get the how do I do this logistically? So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, trying to figure out what to think about Uru, because it looks neat, but I'm trying to figure out which version to play and how feasible certain versions are versus the other ones and stuff. It's like, I never knew how complicated this could get, but it got complicated because that is an extremely bizarre game as far as I can tell. It is a uniquely odd entity that exists. Then there's Myst V, which came out later on after Uru and after all the other ones, and it was made by Cyan, the people that made the first two games. So it went Cyan, Presto, Ubisoft, Cyan. And that one's on Steam. It probably works fine, because they still have control over it and everything, I assume. So we'll see. Final thoughts. I lost track of where I was on Myst IV a little bit, but like, the story stuff's fine. I feel like it contradicts parts of the main game. Like, I'm trying to figure out how the hell those trap books worked in the first game. Like, how were they talking to me? Did they have their own copy of the trap books in their universe too, but you just couldn't go back through them? But then, like, if that was the case, what were they talking through them? But then their journals don't mention the trap books at all. They don't mention, like, throwing away their copy of it. So, like, were they talking to, like, a floating rectangle, or like what were they? there was a hologram display showing up whenever I would open them, and how did filling the pages on my end lead to their end working? Because in supposedly the way that Myst linking books work is that you teleport to a specific location in the other world, and it doesn't matter where the linking book is in that world, because it can be destroyed or it could be gone, but you can still teleport to that world. And that's the whole premise of this game, is that they can't find the linking books that are in their worlds because they're destroyed or lost, and they're searching for them, meaning that they're not at the location that they teleported to. But so I'm like, why would fixing the linking book in the Myst Island let them out? Because supposedly they would either they have a working book on their end or they don't. But if they have a working book, then how are they? If they don't have a working book, how are they talking to me? I have so many questions there. Why does putting red and blue pages in the book on Myst Island lead to their linking book on their island work? But they don't have a linking book, so like, how are they going to escape? And like, how does what? Then it's like it's a concept that I feel like I think the trap books are a concept that they just dropped, even though it was the premise of the entire first game, and they never expanded on it. Or this would be the game to explain how they worked, because we're bringing back the characters that were trapped by them, and I think that the explanation never really got any further, and I feel like you mostly are supposed to just hand wave it away and not think about it much or something, because I don't know if that made sense necessarily. I don't know. But yeah. But oh yeah, the original thing I was talking about with the 3D worlds, Serenia is iffy for me just because I feel like I could follow the streams better and have a better awareness of my surroundings and figure out like what the puzzles even mean and what's going on around me if I could walk around in the space instead of the teleporty stuff, just because I was like sitting there like I can't tell where I am half the time. How am I going to tell where these streams are going? So there was a ton of trial and error and guessing and stuff like that when I was trying to piece together which streams to divert where in order to make the story progress. And my goals were, throughout this game, my goals were often kind of nonsensical, because my one story motivation at the beginning of the game was, let's see whether or not the Suns are still crazy. And then the second part of the game, your motivation becomes save Yeesha. And neither of those translate mechanically into doing stuff. So like, when I was in Myst III, which has some of the best mechanical motivation of the entire franchise, you know exactly what you're there for, because at the beginning of the game you encounter Savidro's chamber where he's doing stuff, and where the thing is that's keeping you out from following him. You're like, okay, I need to open these locks or whatever it was, getting glyphs and stuff like that. Okay, my goal is to go to each world, progress through the trials, and then get the glyph that lets me open the thing in the main world. And it was two separate layered incentive systems that both helped explain how to play the game and what you're supposed to do. One was the glyphs themselves that were the meta progression, the main world, like Gruntilda's layer progression of the hub world, which was the thing you're trying to get in each world. But also each world itself was a puzzle designed by Atrus for Akinar and Cirrus. So you had to go into Atrus's puzzles and solve them from the perspective of his sons, but with the additional issue of that oftentimes Savidro had often sabotaged like one of the things in there somewhere. So basically your goal was to roleplay as you're supposed to roleplay as both of Atrus's sons to solve these puzzles in each world, to then get a glyph to take to the hub world, to unlock the next lock, to go to the next world, to do that again, to loop, and you do that loop like 3 times, then you get to the final chapter. Like, that made perfect sense, and I'm like, okay, I understand what we're doing. I didn't always fully, like, there was moments in the open world, in the main hub world, where I was like, where is, like, that you have to search for the next world to find where the next Myst book is hiding. But even then, that one also had a system, because you were pointing at each of these different, like, you got to, what was like, it was a telescope that points you at glyphs, and those glyphs each corresponded with one of the entrances, so you had some idea of where to look, kind of, and you just had to figure out what you're missing. I think Myst 3 might be my favorite Myst game. I don't know, 3 and Riven are both pretty good. Riven was a little confusing, but it has a nice, like, Metroidvania, giant, expansive world thing going on, and I appreciate, like, these Spencer Mansion or Baker Estate type locations where you keep expanding upon a core location and learning how it all fits together more and more over time. Like, I appreciate that. So 3 and 2 and Riven are probably my favorites for massively divergent reasons. 1's fine, but Myst IV I have some issues with, but I liked Haven a lot. I liked Haven a lot. My only issue really with Haven is that at times I felt like there was just too many teleport spots, because you just, there's so many, as you're walking down those hallways, there's so many empty tiles that are just all for, I guess, adding the, like, it's a AAA game flaunting its basically flaunting its production values, because it's a Ubisoft game. Like, look at all these graphics we got, look at this hallway that's also empty, and now this other hallway that's also empty, that rock is pretty, and like stuff like that. Like, there was, once you got to the jungle, it was like, there's a lot of empty space in this world, isn't there? And I'm like, I'm trying to find the puzzle and figure out where to go, but a lot of it was just walking down hallways a very long time, and that was a bit of a letdown by comparison. But it was fine overall, and I think my issue with the long walks is partly exacerbated by the movement speed thing that affected the entire game. So we'll see. I think that's my ranking of the franchise so far, is probably like 4, 1, Riven 3 or something like that. But I'm a little, much like Dark Souls games, I'm slightly iffy on my ordering, where like I could change that every day to an extent. But the top half and the bottom half are probably gonna stay where they are. So that's it. We have 6 out of 6 Myst games. I've played 4 of them now. or out of 7, or 5 out of 7 if you count Abduction, which doesn't count but totally counts also. They say, somebody said a Myst word at some point, so it makes it sound like it has continuity, and it maybe even arguably could have continuity, especially since it has like very obvious similarities to Myst, not just in mechanics and theming, but also in story. So maybe it's continuity. Somebody's probably confirmed it somewhere. Doesn't matter. Thanks for watching, like always, guys. Tomorrow we'll see what the Patreon people have selected for the next game. Thank you for your continued support, and I'll see you next time.